Hello, hello to you, everyone. I am delighted to be here again. Another weekend for us to discuss on things that concerns us as a people. Um, Compliments of the weekend to you. Today, the 22nd day of June, 2024. Today's Saturday, and it's a weekend. The month of June is already coming to an end. Hopeful to get into a new week and from tomorrow at the same time to also, you know, end the month very soon. This is Truth Channel Network, and my name is Kelechi Ambrose. And as usual, we are here to speak truth because truth only would make us free. I want to welcome you as you join in, just like this video, share on all your social media platforms. I want us to look at something very critical today, very, very important, because when you talk about food, you are talking about life, because the sustenance of the physical life or the life we live in our body, our body and soul and spirit staying together, and the sustainability of the number of years we have on earth also comes from the nutrients we receive from food. Food keeps our physical bodies intact so that our soul and minds, our soul and spirit can operate in a very conducive atmosphere in the physical realm or in the physical world so that we don't fall ill or get ourselves seriously into danger and troubles. And then we can sustain ourselves properly and then live a life to fulfill purpose. Now, if we think that the body is irrelevant, and those of you who always talk about life after now, yes, that is what Scripture says. The Bible says so. But to believe that before we go to the life after now, we must make use of the life now so that we would also achieve what we need to achieve in the life now. Because if the life now is not important, then why would God be talking about us living and giving us life again to live? Because if he gave us life to live, then the life is important. That's why our bodies are important. Sustaining these bodies, we have to be careful about the things around us. And that's the reason for this broadcast today. I've been observing so many international and national or local materials and documents that speak of food and several things going on social media condemning GMOs and all of that. Basically, GMOs, which contain several chemicals and stimulants that are very harmful to the body. I think it is very important for me to lend my voice to this because if we are not careful as people, we'll continue to allow ourselves to be used by some group of people all over the world who think they control the world to control us. We'll continue to allow them to kill us. We will continue to allow them to put us in. And you see, when you look at things happening critically, especially in this present world that we live in, current generation, most of the destruction that happened to us comes from ourselves. We actually help those who are planning to kill us to kill ourselves. We help them. Go to politics, go to other aspects of life, social behavior, religion, and everything. We help those who want to enslave us or who wants to kill us, who want to kill us. We help them kill us. We help them enslave us. We help them so much. And it is very, very strange that we allow this. Now I've come to understand the reason why we do that. Let me give you the reason why we, majority of the times, allow those who are killing us to kill us. The world has come to the point where money seems to be the most important thing to humanity. So when God said the root of money, money is the root of all evil, or when scripture says money being the root of all evil, love of money, sorry, love of money being root of all evil, love of money anyways, not money. So don't say I said money. No. Money answereth all things, scripture says, but love of money is the root of all evil. The root, root, root of all evil. And you know what root does? Root sustains a plant, or it's an explanation, or figuratively the basis or the foundation of anything, which means it holds everything. It holds the building. It's foundational. When you say talk about root, the root of the problem, that means where it began, what is fueling the problem. When you want to solve anything, you go to the root. Now, so if there is a problem coming from the root, then it simply means that to deal with the problem, you must go to the root. You can't just begin to amputate the hand when the root cause of the problem, has not been dealt with. If the root cause of the problem is that there is something within you that is causing the hand to rot, then you go deal with that thing rather than cut off the hand, because if it makes the hand to rot, then it can make other parts to rot too. So there is a need to understand root. Money has become a tool of worship, basically in religious settings, in political settings, and several settings. The social life of the people, the religious life of the people, the political life of the people. So these are the places where money have been, projected as very, very important. And people now think that their lives are centered around money. And so when they find that money is so important, and let me tell you, it's very easy to get people to believe that money is very important. All you need to do is to guide them. All you need to do is to make them believe that first you have to make them hungry. When you make people hungry and you tell them you're going to give them money to buy food, so the next time they're going to be eating, they need money to eat. And so they believe that they need to get money to always eat. We live in a world where today the issue of feeding is not about encouraging people to go to farm, or encouraging people to do the normal, how the subsistent farming is anyway. Those days subsistent farming, where families take care of their feeding by farming. These days we tend to have created other means of making money to buy food. Those days people plant their own goods, their own food. I said goods, their own food. People plant them and they eat. Basically, they get their food from what they plant. They can still buy some if they are short of it, but it was a foundational thing. It was basic that if I have to eat, then I have to farm. These days, if you have to eat, you have to work to make money to go buy food. So a few people are preparing food, knowing that food sustains life in the physical body. They are the ones making the food, and then you have to go do other works to make money to buy food. And because food is very important to the body, you want to make more money so that you can continue to eat what you want. And so indirectly, psychologically, somehow you begin to think that food is very critical. Money is so important to you that to feed you need money. Not you need to farm, or because farming has become subjected to or reduced to a job for some people. Or being a farmer is no more lucrative. In those days, if you have a farmland and you're a farmer, you are very, very highly respected. Farming in different, whether livestock or crops, you are well respected. But these days, if you're working in the bank, or you're working in the oil sector, you're working in maybe one IT company, that's when you are respected. If you're a farmer, people tend to just, farmer, okay, they just, but yet, those who are farmers are the people who determine what we take in. And this is where it became a very, very critical issue, or it has become a very critical issue. The few people who are in farming have been hijacked by those now who build the high-tech companies and the internet and all those stuff, employing you to work in them. They have now hijacked the farmers to produce the kinds of food they want those farmers to produce to feed you, who is working for money to go buy those foods. Food is a very, very important thing to life, but to control you also, they need to control your stomach. First, they keep majority of the people hungry. Majority of people are starving and hungry. And then they know that they have diverted you from farming your own products or crops. They have diverted your mind from taking farming as a lucrative business. Farming business has been reduced to a few people dealing on it. And basically, those few people are those people who have built high-tech companies to make you go work for money. So they make you work for money, and then you see farming as not a thing to go into. All you need to do is to get money to buy the food you want to eat. Even when you have a compound, you prefer to tile the whole. You have a plot of land, for instance, and you build a house. You prefer to tile the whole compound or to cement the whole compound. You don't even think of putting a garden to make your vegetables, make your potatoes, make all this stuff. Formerly, every space we have from our great grandparents and those olden times, people can live in a compound, no matter how small the land is, and they surround the compound with the foods they want to eat. They make their own foods, they produce their own foods, they do their own farming and get their own foods. These days, people have lands, they cement the whole land, they build a house, cement everywhere, or tile the whole ground. And then today we have so much flood. Today, they have to depend on few people, those people who have built these companies for you to work in, and now they are controlling the farmland so that they can produce what they want you to eat and determine how healthy you will be or how unhealthy you will be. And then they also control the pharmaceutical companies, the medical field, to determine or to keep producing drugs and medications to say they are treating those illnesses they give you through food. And so we help them sustain this chain of poisoning and treatment. And then our lifespan is shortened. We die quickly. People like Bill Gates and other people, you know, those ones who are now controlling the world, controlling us using technology, using political power, and all of that. They have now decided to control what we eat. And how have they done that? First, they took it step by step. First, they began to control you by thinking that money is the most important thing. With money, you can get anything. You can buy food. You don't need to go into farming. You don't need to plant ugu. You don't need to plant tomatoes. You don't need to plant pepper, no matter how small it is. You don't need to plant anything. They make you believe that all you need is money. So even if you have a plot of land, don't farm anything. Just build a house in it and live. Don't go into small farming. Don't plant anything. Just get money. Make money. When you make money, you can buy food. So they make you feel that the most important thing in your life is money. Now they build the big tech companies. Remember, they have lands. They have people farming for them. They have other farms that they have bought and they have taken charge of the farming. They are into heavy farming, and producing crops. Now they have thoughts of controlling your stomach by giving you what you would eat or determining what you eat so that they can control your health by what they give you to eat. So that if they can control your health, then they can determine the kinds of drugs they want you to buy, the kinds of drugs and medications that you need to buy based on the fact that they are going to control your health and make you have a particular sickness at a particular time based on the fact that they feed you and they feed you with some chemicals they want you to take in so that they can create the drugs they can make money from, and you are going to take those drugs. So now They now make you feel money is so important. They now build companies, build banks, build factories. I'm not saying working in these places are bad or is bad. I'm not saying that. Just don't misunderstand me. But the narrative here is that they make you think that that is the most important thing in your life, make money. So by making money, they make you feel that you can always have the food. We have those who are the farmers. They would get you the food. In fact, they have made things easy for you. They said they're going to give you canned food. They're going to give you processed food. They're going to make it easy for you to access food. Just keep working in the bank. Just keep working anywhere you're working. They make you believe that money is so important. So you can kill for money. You can do anything for money. You can do anything but farm. So they make you have a priority for yourself to make money. A very wrong priority. Money becomes the most important thing. Now, when you have a land, for instance, an average person who have a land, go and check compounds around you. They can grow maybe one tree or something, grow flowers to make the place beautiful. But they can hardly plant just pepper or tomatoes or potatoes. These easy things like cucumber that can grow anyhow, grow very fast, or plant corn in their compounds. No, they don't think that every season they can plant something that they can feed from. And so they have succeeded, people like Bill Gates and all those people who are sponsoring vaccines and different kinds of medication. They have succeeded in making you believe that you don't need to punish yourself. They call it punishment indirectly. You don't need to stress yourself to buy, to farm. All you need to do is just go and make money and then come and buy the food. And now they hijack the food. They hijack farming. They determine what they plant. They determine what the farmers plant. They go to the laboratory. They have hijacked science. They begin to genetically modify seeds to tell you that these seeds can give you plants quickly. Something that will take 3 years to grow. You can grow it and get the thing harvested, get the plants harvested in 6 months. And of course, we want everything fast. It's a world where we want everything fast. We want things to be done very quickly. And so with that, everybody seems excited. Wow, if I have to wait 3 years to harvest, why not I buy this seed that can give me results in 3 months or 6 months? And so they have infested those genetic modified seeds with chemical substances that are dangerous to health, that are cancerous, that are very terrible and could cause us to fall sick and could reduce or we can reduce our immune system. Now, putting you in that situation using the food they plant and the seeds they have brought out, controlling the food stores and almost all the fast foods in the world, especially in Africa. I was listening to one particular stuff. That's what prompted me to make this broadcast today. I saw a particular message. Now, maybe I'm going to play it to you guys to hear. I think I need to play it. Let me play this particular video. Now, what shocked me about this video is that this man had the guts to say that these kinds of chicken that he is brooding are not chicken that will be sold in Europe. They'll be sold in Sahara, the Sahara area, or in Africa, the area called Nigeria and other places. Now listen to this. He decides to mutate these chickens. Now, in fact, for a while now, I've told myself I'm not going to eat all this frozen chicken because you don't know what chemicals they use in producing these frozen chickens. And I prefer to go and buy an average bush goat meat or this native goat meat. More expensive than frozen chicken. Oh, I need fried chicken from this company. I need fried chicken from this fast food company. Do you know where these frozen chickens come from? They come from these farms where genetically modified animals that have been mutated with chemicals that can cause disease, low immune system, and cancer and dangerous illnesses. that you have to treat again, and the people who are going to give you drugs are the same people who have given you the sickness, because they have their investment in all of these places. So now he said that this particular stuff will be exported to Africa. He is doing this farm in Europe. He said they will be exported to Africa. Now listen to this guy.
Developing boilers without feathers at all.
Can we have a look?
Sure. Let's go.
Chickens without the gene to make feathers.
Hey.
I'm fascinated to see what they look like. God, it's hot in here.
Yeah, it is hot.
And here they are, the featherless chickens. They look like miniature dinosaurs.
What we have here is that the original mutant. This is a female.
She's amazingly smooth.
Yeah.
It's quite extraordinary.
This is the male.
So this
As you can see, no scales on the feet.
Right.
That's why the mutation is called scaleless.
they've got little claws on the ends of their wings. You can certainly imagine them as little miniature dinosaurs.
Yeah. Sexually mature males
They're bright red.
become red. It's an interaction between the sex hormone and the light,
I see.
which create this red
So it's
pigment.
testosterone plus light makes tones red.
That's right. These are adult birds. This is mature body size. They will never be bigger than this. When I started to cross birds like these ones
With the one.
with the ones that we saw. Well, they try to flap. They still know how to flap.
I don't know, rather sweet. Having successfully bred small featherless chickens, Dr. Kahana wanted to see if he could create a big commercial-sized bird.
And that was the challenge, and indeed we managed to do it, as you can see here.
It's huge.
This is an
It's
adult male.
absolutely huge.
This male is identical in body size to the males that we saw over there in the other house, which have full feathers. The only thing that we changed is that we took advantage of this gene, the scaleless gene, that eliminates or avoids the development of the feathers. And by doing this, we allow these birds to grow nicely and comfortably in hot conditions.
These chickens are the result of Dr. Kahana's selected breeding program. And after 6 generations of mating the chickens with the featherless genes, this is what we've ended up with. I can imagine most people's reactions at seeing these chickens is one of revulsion. But if you were a chicken in 100-degree heat, you wouldn't want feathers, believe me. And anyway, they're not the first animal bred to have their natural covering removed. Look at pigs. Wild boar are furry. And even we humans were once apes, entirely covered in hair. So perhaps they're not as weird as they first seem. What is the future of these chickens? Are we going to see them in our supermarkets soon?
Well, not in the supermarket in the UK, but hopefully in the supermarkets in the tropical countries, in Nigeria, in Indonesia, where it's very hot. So these farmers is easier and more efficient because there's no need.
You don't have to pluck them.
There's no need to pluck them. The proportion of meat.
So featherless chickens in the tropics, they grow faster than a bird with feathers because they don't get held up by the fact they're getting too hot. They're healthier, they cost less because you don't have expensive housing. Sounds fantastic. Good for the person, good for the bird.
Developing boilers without
No.
feathers at all.
Now, I guess you guys listen to that. Now, let me ask this question. Because from that nonsense the man was talking there, and the lady the message was trying to sell out there, very, very low, debased arguments there. Now, first, the lady said that this is not the first time that these kinds of mutation have been done. Even we humans, we also were apes. No wonder they reason that way, because they believe that they're actually indirectly talking about the Africa people or the dark-skinned people. We mutated, and then now we have they themselves that are fair colored. So they should go back and give us that stuff that we can eat that stuff. Now, what did the lady say? She said we are apes. We were once apes, full of hair, and then we mutated and all of that. Now, rubbish talk. Because in the first place, I'm not an ape. I don't know about you, but I know I'm not. But now listen to what that man said. The lady asked him, "What's the future of this stuff?" And he said that then she said, "Will we find these things in our supermarket and all of that?" And the man said, "No, not in Europe and all of that or all of that, but in tropical countries like Nigeria and other places." And he said, because these things are very easy, you don't need to peel. You just have to, peel and cook. Now, if these things are very easy, you don't need stress to process your chicken to kill, then why not sell it in your country so that you don't give your people stress? Your people are stressless. Why don't your people buy it? Why don't you put it in your supermarkets so that your people will not be stressed up killing these things and all of that? And the lady was saying that they are healthy, they are cheaper. So if you are looking for something healthy and cheaper, why not give to your people? Why do you have to transport them all the way to Africa because you want to give Africans something cheap? Now, why don't you? The first thing you think about is make more profit, because if they are cheap, then you should sell them within your vicinity and make more money, because you don't need to transport them all the way to Africa. Now, I don't know how evil these kinds of people can be and make stupid arguments that are so shallow and so empty, and yet you begin to wonder why these things are happening, and yet it is still us that will promote and help them to keep us in these kinds of slavery. I'm raising this alert and alarm today because we have to begin to spread the gospel around for people to begin to avoid eating anyhow. You see, those of you who always want to eat, you want to eat, chicken, you want to go to Tasty Fried Chicken, you want to go to Mr. Biggs, you want to go to all these places. For God's sake, those chicken they bring and fry for you. You can't tell. You don't need to show off. See, showing off does not make any difference in your life. You are you, whether you show off or not. In fact, when you show off, you show that you're arrogant and just stupid. Because when you find somebody, because you want to show that you can eat in McDonald's or wherever, and you go eat something that will destroy your immune system and destroy you, why not go and patronize locally breeded food that you can buy around you, buy, even if it is that's 1,000, let's say, let's talk about Nigeria now. You have 1,000 naira and it can give you more chicken. Why not go and buy 1,000 naira small goat meat that is a local goat and cook that goat meat and enjoy it, than go and buy the one that will fill your pot and then you suffer from cancer tomorrow? Let's begin to check for the things we eat. These guys are evil. They have turned you to walking robots, because you just go to their companies, they employ you in factories, they employ you in their companies, you work for money. Now they determine what you buy with the money. They have now hijacked the farmlands. They have hijacked the medical sector. They have hijacked science. The main places where you need, first they tell you that herbs, you don't need to. You need to get, they promote their drugs and all of that. That today we no more talk about herbs. We no more seek for. Whereas there was even an advert on BBC just yesterday and today that chimpanzees were taking herbs in the bush to treat themselves when they fall sick or have injuries. They eat a certain herb that is normally not their food. You begin to wonder how. Because God has made it natural that we should be able to identify some stuff that will help us recover even when we're ill. So as humans, we naturally have herbs that will help us heal. But check it out. Medical field have made you believe that you have to concentrate on the drugs they produce to become well when you're sick. Nobody, only few people, and of course those ones who advertise drugs, in the corner of the roads and all of that, we look down on them because they don't even have the resources to do the kinds of adverts that they should do about herbs and natural herbs anyways. So the international organizations funded by these Bill Gates and all these people who want to give you vaccines, who want to give you the drugs, who want to give you heart disease drugs, high blood pressure drugs, and diabetes drugs, they are producing these things and they want you to buy them. They make you believe that it is only the drugs they give you that can help you, whereas there are herbs that can even help to treat these things or avoid them. So they give you the food that will put you in that situation. The food that will destroy your liver, all these GMO foods, they make you believe just go work for money. When you work for money, we are producing the foods that you need to eat. They come back to produce GMO foods, poison them with chemicals and stimulants and all those stuff they put in them that are contrary to your DNA. So that when these things go into your body, your cells, your body cells begin to work abnormally because these things are strange to your body. When your body cells begin to work abnormally, that's when you begin to have cancer, because the chemicals coming from your cells are meeting with chemicals coming from some certain foods that are genetically modified, which does not balance there's no balance in the two chemicals. And so there's this confusion in your body. Your body cells become confused. Before you know it, your body cells begin to react, and then there is cancer triggered. These GMO foods come from all these things that we see around. Now, today I heard that when I saw it, I was shocked that the government of Nigeria has already signed, a partnership with Bill Gates to supply GMO corns and maize and other things. And this is so shocking that we live in a world that people will determine to put their own people in perpetual slavery, poisoning their own people, destroying their own people. How can you approve GMO food where you have enough to feed your people? If you go local, you have enough lands, you have enough local seeds. Even if you don't have enough, why not create an opportunity to produce enough? Fund agriculture, give the people more seeds, plant more, save more seeds for the next harvest, and expand the ability to utilize what you have, the natural resources you have, the lands you have, to produce more foods for the people. Bill Gates and co. provide technological jobs for you, IT jobs for you. They produce different kinds of jobs. They make you chase after money, and then they go back to do the farm work that you are looking down on. Today, none of us want to plant ugu or plant bitter leaf or plant just pepper, tomatoes, corn, whatever the season that comes. None of us want to plant these things behind our houses. None of us want to plant these things so that we'll be able to. I don't know what's going on here. I'm not seeing. It seems there's a message here, but this stuff is blocking me from seeing the message. So let me try something and see. I don't know why I'm not seeing the messages. Okay. I think I can take it now. All right. So the message is not coming yet. There's a problem. So now they put us in the situation that we're in. Oh, Mr. Chibok. Oh, yeah. I'm just seeing the message now. I saw the signal. Thank you so much. Good to see you also. Good to see you here. Good to have you. Today we're talking about our health and how they want to kill us all. We buy lands today, and the next thing we do is that we tile the whole place, or we cement the whole compound, and that is big man. He's a big man. Don't you see how he puts interlocking on the whole space in his house? He put everywhere is interlocked. He has cemented everywhere. You have flowers everywhere. No reasonable thing, because we think that to be a big man is to destroy your land, to interlock your land, and to put or to cement your land, or to put flowers around. You need healthy plants in your compound. When you build your compound, put healthy plants. Plant mango, plant corn, plant tomatoes, plant all these things. Build some little gardens around. One plot, you have one plot. You build a house, you have space in it. Put all these things. Don't begin to put train chicken, train bushmeats. Train the ones you can eat. Train them. These guys want to destroy us. They are waging war against us in all ways. I tell you, these guys are brutal. These guys are brutal. They make you believe that all you need is money. Oh, on the internet, everywhere they're making you have to make money here, make money there, make money there. People are dying to make money because when you have money, you just sit one at a place, order what you want to order anywhere. The fast foods, they still control the fast foods. You order what you want to order and you eat what you want to eat, and then you are dying. And then before you know it, you start talking about cancer. Oh, we start talking about raising funds. Oh, help so person. He has cancer. This one in the movie industry, he's now down. He's now dying. This one in this industry, he has no money to treat himself. He's now dying. Because we live large. When we make money, we think that we want to enjoy. We want to go to the best restaurant around. We want to go get it. And these restaurants are patronizing GMO products, cooking for you, giving you disease. And you're spending your hard-earned money on these things, thinking that you are enjoying yourself. You are a big man, as we always call it. Who's a big man? You're not big. You can be wealthy, yes. You can be rich, yes. But you can be bigger than who you are. You can be bigger than your size. Although we use the phrase big man as a description for someone who has arrived. That is, eating in fast food does not mean that you have arrived. It only shows that you are just being lazy about it. You are just misinformed. Because all these fast foods, that is how they are called, fast foods. They produce things, they use things that are processed, they do things that are fast, but they are killers for your body. They get the foods from the stores where these things are produced, where they are GMOs, where these foodstuffs are produced from companies that produce GMOs or foods that are produced with chemicals to make them grow bigger, or to make them to harvest them faster. And all of these stuff become a very serious matter to you. You have to understand all of these things, and very, very importantly too. So we must deal with these things very critically so we can, oh my God. Look at that man in that stuff I played to you right now, saying that these chickens that they have that are mutated, will be taken to Africa, tropical areas. They will be moved to Africa. He specifically mentioned Nigeria. These things will not be sold in Europe where they are produced. He said because they are cheaper, and they are now. If you are going to ship these things and transport them, and you produce them very cheap, why not sell them in your locality so you don't spend money on transportation? Why? Why do you want to bring them to Africa? Because you will have to pay for shipment, you have to pay duty. All these things will get into the cost. Why not allow the Africans to produce their native things and eat? Why are you shipping those things to? And you're saying that they are easy. You don't need to begin to defeather the chicken or begin to peel anything. You just buy it, just kill it, and just cook. If it is easy, if your concern is that you want things to be done easily, don't stress the people. Why not you give it to your people also so that they won't be stressed? Why bring them to Africa? Why Africa? Why Africa? Why bring them to Africa? Keep your thing with yourself and enjoy yourselves. They are very cheap. Enjoy the cheap products. They are very easy to use. Enjoy the ease of the whole thing. Why are you bringing them to us? Did we tell you want something? You want to transport them all the way from Europe, and you said you're not going to sell them in your own store. So everything you are producing is to come to Africa. And yet we have African so-called leaders accepting and signing these kinds of deals with Bill Gates and other people. Accepting these kinds of arrangements against their own people. Betrayal of interest. Betrayal of trust. That's what it is. Because these things are actually dangerous to the health of the people. You can't be elected by the people and then you are now signing deals that will bring. Food is something that concerns everybody. If it is poisoned, it is an emergency. What is as important as this? Because today the reason why everybody is screaming all over the nations of the world is because Gazans are hungry. Is it not? If food is not important, then there will be no need to talk about Gaza being hungry. So I want to draw this alert. Please share this video on all your social media platforms. Share it all around and let people understand this. I want us to take this thing seriously so that we don't have a situation where we are killing ourselves and killing by using our own monies. You work hard, they send you on an errand to go and work and make money. They are making you love money more than your health. You go work and make the money, and then you come to buy the food they produce for you to kill yourself, and then they now bring the drugs and tell you that you have to treat yourself. And if you're lucky, you get fine. If you're not lucky, you die. These are the problems we have, and these things must end. We must not always be foolish in Africa. We must begin to reason. Bill Gates cannot determine how many people lives in the world, how many people must die, how population will be reduced. Who is he? Determining who is he? God? To tell us who and who must live and how many people must live in the world? Is he the one who produced the children? If God wants less population, no matter how much we try to produce children, he can decide to, reduce that population. He can stop give barrenness. God can do it. We have choice. Sustenance massively at every one backyard in buckets. We have choice. Subsistence massively. Okay, talking about Madam Ego, you're welcome. Subsistence farming. That's it. Yeah, that's what you're trying to say. Subsistence farming. Subsistent farming. Subsistent farming is very easy. You just need this. How can you build houses? Today, they have made you so love money that you don't want to. They have made you see farming as not lucrative at all. It's for some set of people. You are too classy. You are too educated to farm. Who told you that? Who told you that? In fact, you are very ignorant if you think that all you need to do is to go and get a job somewhere and wear and wear tie and walk around and then make money. And you're not concerned about what you eat. The wisdom, no, go get the money. Yes, it's good. But that's your compound that you bought. That land you bought. That one plot you bought. That two plots you bought. That half plot you bought. If you build your house, there's space remaining. Put garden there and get the little things you want to get. Put garden there. Why cement everywhere? Why tile everywhere? Why interlock everywhere? But they sell you all these things and make you feel it's fanciful, make your house beautiful. They don't want you to get anything that has to do with food for yourself. They want to produce the foods as they have hijacked the farms. They have hijacked farming. They have hijacked the medical field. They have hijacked science. Today they use the scientists to manipulate the whole thing. GMOs are very, very. I saw one today. I just kept reading about. I've been reading so many information about GMO everywhere. I said, what is this? I have to lend my voice to this because the stories are disheartening, especially when you listen to people like Bill Gates and other people talk. You begin to wonder, who are these people, for God's sake, that we all cannot, in this world, cannot just bring down? Few people, because they have some money and they think they have political power, claiming to control the world by their order. We now allow them to continue to subjugate us and suppress us and determine what happens to us. Tomorrow they will bring another virus. We'll all be running helter-skelter. Then they will now bring vaccines and give to you. We are always accepting everything, helping them to destroy us. Why? We can't be that foolish always. We can't be that foolish always. Why? We just have to wake up, Africans. We have to wake up. Every human being who is reasonable. Because darkness cannot overcome light. We must wake up. We must wake up. They want you to interlock that small land you have bought. They give you fancy things. They tell you interlocking. They want you to do everything. They don't tell you, oh, when you build your house, put a small farm here, put a small garden here. They won't tell you that. They will tell you, buy an interlock, put everywhere, close the whole ground. Even when it rains, the water will not go down. It will go and flood the roads. They give you fancy things. They tell you about flowers. Tell you, build a garage in your compound. Everything about it is occupying the land with things that are not useful for the land. Whereas the lands are supposed to produce for you to feed, even drugs, even herbs in your compound. Yes, people worship money because they have made us worship money. They have built factories. They have made it feel like you need to just work. Just make it, it's easy. Just make money and enjoy yourself. When if you want food, you buy. You don't need to farm. Just go make the money. They have programmed our minds to make money. When you go to school, all they tell you, most of the things you study, basically, if it is a world that wants your interest, every subject or every course in the university should have farming as basic, because that is health. But they'll tell you about physics and chemistry and all of that, and all they will be telling you about drugs, producing drugs, building some stuff and all of that. They don't, those physics and chemistry don't focus on farming, because that is where the major science is. Farming relate to healthy feed and healthy eating. They tell you about drugs, how to become a doctor. We need to get more doctors because we need to make more people fall ill so that they can continue to be sick. And then when they want to talk about farming, they now hijack it. They now begin to produce GMOs, producing chemicals that would cause your DNA to mutate abnormally. And then you begin to have cancer, you begin to have high blood pressure, you begin to have diabetes, you're going to have several kinds of illnesses. Your white blood cells begin to become weak, your red blood cells begin to depreciate, you begin to have a very low immune system. Anything that comes, anything they bring as a virus, anytime they bring it, you quickly catch it. And then they will now tell you have to be vaccinated, you have to buy drugs. They now are the ones producing the same drugs and vaccinating you. They fund everything, one, to poison you and then to treat you. Depopulation strategy. Thank you so much, Ego. That's just it. And they say it boldly. They say it boldly. They don't care. They say it boldly. And we will listen to it. We will close our ears. We will still go to Mr. Biggs or Sweet Sensation or Tantalizers or anywhere to go and eat, because those ones buy their food from all these GMO. They want to get things fast, do everything fast for you. They call it fast foods because it is just for you to feel, everything is easy. You just make money, come here, we'll feed you. Then those ones who are feeding you go. Look at the video I just played to you now. Look at that video. Did you watch it very well? The man is saying that these things they are producing, they're not going to produce it and sell in their own stores. They're going to take them to Africa because it is cheaper. If it is cheaper, why are you bothering yourself to put them in ship and transfer them to Africa to make it more expensive? Why not sell them in your locality so that you can make more money? Because your people buy things with dollars. Sell them in your locality and no need to spend on transport. That kind of transport. Sell in your locality and let the people buy it. If they are easy to kill and you don't need to begin to peel their bodies and all of that, that means you want to make things convenient for us. Make your people make it convenient for your people. Make your people, relax and feel less stressed by giving your people these things. Why do you want to bring them to Africa? Why do you want to bring them to Africa? Look at that evil man and that lady. She said we were apes, so things mutated. So you want to eat any poison because things mutated. Thank you so much. Avoid frozen foods. I've said it initially. Don't go for all these frozen goats, all this frozen chicken, all these frozen things. Go for those locally butchered. Even if 500 naira will buy, or 500, whatever country you are, whatever currency you are, whether 500 cedis or 500 whatever, will buy a little compared to the one you buy frozen that will fill the pot. Buy the little one. It is healthier than that one that fills the pot. Because that one that fills the pot is going to kill you and fill your system with disease. Or by filling your system with disease. Because your body DNA and cells will have a conflicting chemical reaction to the chemicals coming from this food. And then you become a victim of your own self-poisoning and self-destruction. Don't always think of, I go to work, make money and come back. Think of any small space you have, even in a country, in a place where, even rented compounds, rent a place where the place is cool, and then you can plant something somewhere. Or better still, look for how you can be planting stuff in your village, planting things for yourself in your village. Your farmlands. Plant them. Tell them to travel once in a while. Plant them there. Or look for local farmlands around you if you cannot transport these things to where you are, or if you have to make money in the city. Look for local farmlands around you. Go buy crops, go buy foodstuffs from them, especially those ones you know that are not GMOs. Awoof. Our people like awoof. People just like, oh my God. The way these people just plan this whole thing to kill us is so terrible. They give you a job in the bank. They give you a job in the oil industry. They give you a job everywhere. You are busy working. They now say, okay, when you work, you go and buy food, right? When you work, you go and buy, clothes and other things. Okay, now food is very important because everybody buys food every day. So they now go to the farmers. They now hijack the farmers. First, they also hijack science to make science produce things they want the farmers to plant. And then they hijack the farmers. They now begin to give these seeds to the farmers to plant that thing that will poison you. And then now they go to the medical field. They begin to produce viruses and chemicals that will be put in those seeds that will be planted. And then when you eat them, those things will now poison your system. And then they go to the labs. They now begin to create drugs so that when you fall sick, you will now rush to the hospital. You rush to the hospital. You get to the hospital. They will now recommend the drugs they're going to give you. That drug also puts more disease in you. You can have heart failure. You can have other terrible diseases and all of that, and then you still have to go to the hospital and be sustained by these drugs, and they will tell you keep taking these drugs until you have to stay all through your life taking these drugs. And we are not thinking. We're just going like that with their programs. When we hear them speak on social media or speak in television, we just keep quiet. We just listen and we just shake our head. Wow, see what this man said, that's the end. We go back to the normal way of life. How long are we going to learn our lessons? Why are Africans always not using their brains? Why are we like this? Someone will come and produce a video and tell you that these things that have been produced will be shipped to Africa. It will not be used in its own nation. And you cannot read in between lines. Please, any small space you have, plant something there for yourself. If you cannot get all you need by planting everything you need, go to places where you can buy. Look, where all these shops, where not all these shops where they bring their plants from the bush. Because today we still have lots of people planting the local seeds, which they harvest from their farms and plant. Try identify them, buy foodstuffs from them. Go to the local shops, buy foodstuffs from them. Try as much as possible. We may not get it 100% correct, because sometimes you cannot tell where some things are coming from or what they have done. But please, always seek to buy those ones that look natural so that we will be healthy. So that we can be healthy. These are the things we need to do. Very, very important. We need to do these things. And I want to tell us, please, however you can, try to make sure that you are healthy and you eat right. Now make colonization easy them, and colonization continue to date them, know they analyze and think deep. So painful. We don't think anything, we want to flow. They bring luxury. We are the one to buy all the luxury. Today, the black-colored people or the black-skinned people or the dark-skinned people are the ones who buy more of these luxurious things produced by these companies all over the nations of the world. The best, the private jets, more blacks have them. The best cars, more blacks have them. The most expensive wristwatch and all this stuff and all of that, it is the blacks that are patronizing. They make a hell of money. They think what they think of is luxury rather than investments and assets. We think more of luxury. We want to enjoy. Today, nobody wants to cook in the house. Oh, they'll tell their children, let's go and eat out. They think they're doing their children well. You see, I went to one household. I saw a child that boy should not be more than 3 years old. That boy was just big just big. But looking at him, this is a small boy. They keep eating junk feeding their, and they say that they think they are making their children enjoy. When they go out, rather than buy things that are good to come and prepare in the house, they'll go and buy junk in fast food. Very expensive. Poison prepared and expensive. They'll go buy them expensively and then bring them to the house and feed their children. Say, ah, wow, I'm taking care of my children. They're enjoying. When are we going to learn, please? When are we going to learn? When are we going to learn? Because we need to learn, for God's sake. For God's sake now. We can't continue being stupid. Our grandparents were stupid. They allowed them to be colonized because they were stupid. Some of them were thinking, oh, give me sweet. I sell my brother. They give them sweets. They sell their brother. Oh, gunpowder. Oh, so this gun can do something. I can kill animal. I can control my community by this gun. They give them. They carry it. They sell their people as slaves. Thank you for reminding me these ones. I was talking to some of this. I think some of my, I was talking to some of my staff. All of them, not some. I was talking, yes, some of them. Some of them were not in the office. I was talking to some of them. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? And we're looking at the issue of, hair and all of this stuff. And I was telling them, why not? Why must you buy all these things and make your hair? Because you were talking about doing their hair nicely so that when they are going out to work and do other things, on behalf representing the organization, they're going to look very good. They're going to do this stuff and all of that. I said, for God's sake, you don't need these things. Your own natural hair can also be beautiful depending on how you can look at it and be creative. They don't want to be creative. The one they have designed, that the foreign companies have designed to make money for themselves, to build it like their own hair, they prefer that one to the one that they have. My hair is just looking natural. I want a wig or something to make me, or an attachment, just something, spaghetti, whatever they call those nonsense. And they said, at least every month you change hair. These things cost 20,000. I need 20,000 to do this. Lord have mercy. That is how they buy all these things. Spend money on hair that is on an empty skull. They are not productive. They are not creative. They are not submissive. They are chaotic to their generation. They are empty, occupying space. You come to, when it comes to intellectual issues, they can't offer anything. When it comes to social vices and corruption, they can tell you all that. They can tell you the best style, sex style. They can tell you different things. When it comes to education, they're empty. They don't want to. They can't even reason well. Look at all the videos they do. There's one. I don't want to abuse someone here. So social media does not block my stuff. One lady came on social media. Hey, free this. Free Toto, branded Toto. I said, what kind of idiots are all these people? Call this number. If you want it, you call this. Idiots. Disgrace to their generation. I hope they won't block me on this channel because I said idiots. Because this thing is so annoying and pissy. And they think they are making a point. You think reasonable people will look at those kinds of people? Of course, they want to make their money from the unreasonable people. Because they have already sentenced their lives to not actually settle down with someone who is reasonable. They don't even think of settling down. They just want to anything. It's in a life. However, one thing will kill a man. That's how they reason. One thing must kill man. One thing must kill a man, or something. How did they put that stuff? Something must kill a man. Oh my. Oh my. We have to reason. Criminals will come and tell them, we will get you freedom. Give us money. They will go and give them money. Criminals will come. Oh, we are going to produce you food fast. Go and buy foodstuffs that are very cheap. That you buy, instead of staying 3 years for them to grow, to stay 2 months for them to grow. You'll get them fast. They'll rush them. Everything that these criminals do, they don't reason. They rush to grab it. That's why today, majority of people are being defrauded by being told that they will be given something by people who have promised to give them something they don't have. Is it in freedom fighting? Is it in lifestyle? Is it in social life? Is it in politics? Is it in religion? Promising to give them something they don't even have to themselves. That means they want to give them something that the person promising doesn't have. You tell them, sow a seed, you're going to get so billions and all that. The person who is promising cannot give them that. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the spiritual connection to do that. Because all the claim of spirit, faith and all of that is something that you have, and that faith can drive you to do something for yourself and get the best. You don't need that person to tell you to sow seed before you get something, because he's only telling you what you have that you can do for yourself to get. But the only thing is that you don't know how to appropriate what you have. And so when you now, and when he tells you that and collects your money and something small just comes into your hand, you would relate it to that thing he told you and say, it has worked. Politicians will come and promise you hell and heaven. Tomorrow you'll still vote them when they give you just a cup of rice. The same thing. Always accepting to embrace those who want to kill us. Always accepting to embrace those who want to destroy us. Why? I'm going to end this broadcast because of the time. It's already 1 hour plus. Thought I was going to do just a 15 minutes or something. It's 1 hour. Tomorrow again, we shall be talking. I'm going to come here. Please share this broadcast on all the social media platforms. People must understand the sequence, how they have taken us through the process of condemning us to ourselves. Condemning us. They are controlling our lives in total. As we used to say those days in secondary school, in total. They're controlling us in all ways. It is time we have back our life, or we take back our lives. We take back our lives. We have to take back our lives. For God's sake, we have to begin to reason. Please reason. Taking your children to fast food does not make you a very great father. Taking your children to fast food does not mean that you have arrived. It's actually an expression of stupidity. Some of my workers will tell me, yes, let's go and buy this food in this fast food and all of that. I say, come, what is wrong with you? Why don't people think of, if you want to come to work, why don't you prepare your food and bring to work? Why not you prepare your food and bring to work? Prepare your food and bring to work. What does it take to prepare your food and bring to work? You can prepare it that night and bring to work. They always want to get fast. So everybody, God help us all. I want to appreciate you guys. Please share on all your social media platforms and subscribe to this channel if you have not. This is where we speak the truth and nothing but the truth. It's Truth Channel Network. Anything that is of truth will be preached here. We're not just here for only freedom fighting. We're here to say truth about ourselves and to teach, to inform us about the things we need to know so we do the right thing. I guess you understand that we all are in this generation. God didn't put you in your grandfather's generation. He put you in this generation because he knows you are useful to this generation so that you can do something to change this generation for the next generation to be better. That is why you are in this generation, so that you can give that thing God has given to you in this generation, because God knows that thing he gave to you or he has given to you is important in this generation, so that you can do things with it in this generation that will help the next generation. So whatever you have to do now, you have to do it, but you need good life to do that. You need health to do that. So be wise in all ways. Be wise in what you eat, in the people you vote for, in the things you think about, and the things you do. Be wise in all ways. We shall be discussing basically on things that will change your life for the better and for the best. Thank you so much, all. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of the day, the weekend. Today is the 22nd day. That's Saturday, 22nd of June, 2024. And by my time here is 5:54 p.m., which is about 6:54 p.m. Biafra time. And all over the nations of the world, you can also know the time difference based on your own time. So I want to appreciate you. Please share this broadcast and subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed. Let's be carriers of truth and conveyors of the narrative of truth. Let the world see us as truth ambassadors. Thank you so much, all. I appreciate you. And God bless you real good.